Hello.
Yes, Nitin.
Hi guys. Hi guys.
Hi. Yes. You want to? What we did last class?
We did
Static. Static class, data members, and member functions. Okay.
What name we will give here?
The continuation of static and this thing. Static class. Okay. So now give me a control. Okay. Now class example. Okay, here int a comma b. Okay. Public void add. So result is equal to a plus b. What happened? It got struck.
Not responding.
What happened? Closed.
Not closed.
Okay. Let me take this here.
Maybe it will work in another one minute.
Hacking your system is hacking.
Okay.
No. Still it is not responding.
Shall I close and open?
Wait. What happened? It closed, huh?
No, I'm thinking to close and open it one more time.
Yeah, try it, try it.
try here.
Hmm?
You can try here. I created new. That one is loading issue.
Okay, so you're not able to load also. Okay, shall I go with this one now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So class, oh, it's slow. Example. Okay.
Okay.
Int A comma B. Okay. This is a class actually. Okay.
Okay.
I will write the similar class, one more class. I'll take a copy of this. I will rename this as example 2. Okay.
Okay.
So if I declare my first class as a static, okay,
Hmm.
all my data members and member function in that class should be static. Static int A and B. See, static void
Yeah.
everything. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Now here example 2 is not a static class, but example is a static class. So in this static, is it possible to define string str, just a non-static variables? No,
Okay.
you
So
cannot
it is
define any non-static variables. Static class means everything is static. Variables and methods should be static. But in case of instance class, you can have static variables and instance variables. See, string str. Okay, so I will make this as a static. Okay, see,
okay.
str is a static variable, so it can contain in a string variable. I'll write one more method. Public static void subtract. Okay, so str, which is equal to some value a b c. I'm assigning this, and that str can be used here also, which is equal to again xyz. Got it? See, in
Mm,
instance class, you can declare both instance variables as well as static variables. Okay. In
okay.
instance method, you can use instance variable as well as static variable. But in case of static methods, you can use only static variables.
Okay.
Only static. If it is a static, everything should be static. If it is an instance, you can have both.
Okay.
Okay. This is the difference between a static class and an instance class. Clear?
Yeah.
Basically, what is static methods and static? What is a static class? A static class is a collection of static data members and static member function.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
So what exactly a static keyword means? Static keyword means it is independent of object. You don't need an object to access those things. Independent of object. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So now how can I utilize this? Directly you can just mention the class name dot method name, class name dot variable name.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
So this is how you can access your static variable. But in this combination, anyway you can just use everything is a static, everything is fine. But when this situation comes, an instance class containing a static variables, when this situation comes,
Mm, yeah.
when this situation comes into picture, I will tell you the very good best example is here. See, you're starting program, class program, but here one method is a static method independent of object.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
This is the best example where you don't need an object to create this method, because this is the automatical first method which starts, which is independent of object. You don't need to create any object for this. So that's why this is the best example of a class having a static method, and that means an instance class containing a static method. Okay. So another best example is an instance class containing a static variable. Okay. What it is. So I will tell you what it is. Then this you got the clear picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I will create one class. Let me minimize this. Okay. Let me create a class registration. Okay.
Okay.
Now I want these things to be incremented. I will take one variable. How many members are getting registered to this class? So int count. Okay.
Mm,
So every time somebody creates an object, count plus plus. I'm just incrementing my count. Okay.
okay.
So now you see what I'll do is from here I will create an object to this registration. Registration R1, which is equal to, okay. So like this, okay, clear?
Mm,
Now you see I'm running this. I'm coming. Okay. See here. What is count? Count is
Count
zero
is
now.
0. Yeah.
Okay. Now this is the first object which is going to create. Okay. Registration. Let's say Nitin is registering for a college. That means you are the first student to get
Okay.
registered. So Kiran is also getting registered for the college. Okay, somebody else like this, each and every persons are getting registered. So there is a count. How many students are registered till now? We need to take that count. Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what is this variable? This variable is this is an instance class, right?
Mm.
So that's why we are creating an instance. That means we are creating an object. Instance means object. Okay. So this is also instance variable. Clear?
Yeah.
Now see, this is instance variable is default 0 because this is an integer. So if you don't assign any value, so it takes a default value of integer. What is that? It is a 0. Now you see, I'm just going this. What is this now?
1.
1.
Because it become count plus. So
Okay, good. Now if I create one more object, what it will does?
it will go to again registration.
Okay, what will be the count?
1.
So it will increment again.
Uh, so it
Then
will
what
go
will
to
be the count?
2. 2.
Will it become 2?
So now if you are executing,
Hmm.
it will be 1 because last time it become 1.
Mhm.
Once it go to the constructor, inside constructor, it will
Hmm.
become 2.
2, right? Now
Mm.
you see what will happen. What is this?
Of 0.
Why?
Every time it is pointing. Mm,
That means all instance variables are specific to particular instance. That
mm,
count is for this count value is for R1. If you go R1, what is count? 1.
1 1.
But if you come here, it is still null. That count was for R1. This count is something different. So it will take a copy of that and it will give. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. So now you see again. Now you see. Now you see the count. Again, count is 1.
1.
This count is for this object.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
For each and every instances, your instance variable will take a new value. It will not hold your previous value. Got it?
Okay.
Because instance is specifics to particular object. Instance means what? That particular object. That means that count was specific to R1. This count was specific to R2. Now whatever is going to create, that is specific to R3. R3 is before we haven't run. So that's why we always get a default value, and with that instance only whatever you do, that value will be stored.
Okay.
Clear? It
Yeah.
will not increment, it will not store the previous instance value. This value is specific to that particular object. That value is specific to that particular object. Got it?
Okay.
That means Nitin's register number is to Nitin only. It will not come to Kiran. Kiran marks is Kiran's. Nitin marks is specific to Nitin.
Mm-hmm.
So like that. So now I'm keep registering. I'm not getting a count. So how can I take how many number of registered object is there? How can I take this? See, now also if you go here, it will increment count. Come. Now if you go to R3, here also it is 1 only. Okay.
Okay.
Again you will come here. Again. See here. Here also it is 1. That's it. Now, how can I overcome with this? So I can overcome if I make this as static. Okay.
Okay.
Since a static variable can, no, instance class can contain static variable and instance method. This is also a method. Constructor. Constructor is also a method. Can call this inside the constructor. Okay. Now you see what will happen. Okay. What is the default value is 0. Okay. What is the value of int now? 1.
One.
It did not go to 0 again, because if any new instances has been created, the previous value, it will not go to 0. The static variables remains the same until your application shutdowns.
Okay.
Okay. Now you see again. Now you come here. Now see the count. 2. That
Okay.
means 2 registration has happened till now. Okay. 3 registration. Now you see that is a common to everything. If you go to R1, see this is a static members. This is 3. Everybody will get the 3 instance. Till now, 3 is there.
Hmm.
This is a static member. Expand this
Yeah.
3. Okay. It is independent of object now. See, everyone will get 3. Now, if you go change that, change it to 4. What is the count now? 4. See,
Hmm.
got it? So
Yeah.
this is how you can use your static variables. See, everything you go and see everywhere you will get the 4 account. All the class will get affected with this value. This is a common. Throughout the application, you can use this application. It is not specific to one particular object. That's why static variables or static functions are independent of object. It is not specific to one particular object. Got it?
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
What is the difference between static class and an instance class? Static class contains static data members and static member function. It cannot contain instance data members and instance member function. Okay.
Okay.
But in an instance class, you can contain instance variables as well as static variables, instance methods as well as static methods, both.
Okay.
But inside static methods, everything should be static. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
And in an instance method, you can have both. Here in this case, this is a instance class. Instance class can contain static and instance both variable, and static member and instance member both. Okay.
Hmm.
In instance method, it can contain instance variable A and B. Okay.
Okay.
And also a static variable called str. But in case of static method, you can take only static variables. You cannot take instance variable A and B. If you take A and B here, it will give an error.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, clear? And what is the advantages of using static variables?
Static.
It is independent of object. If you want to take any values which is not specific to objects, independent of objects, you can go with static variables. Static variables will remain same in the memory until your application shutdowns. Okay. So until your application shutdowns. So that is called static memory. Static variables are the variables where the memory of the static variables will remains for the longer term. Till what? Till your application closes, shutdowns. Okay.
Hmm.
This is very, very important. So how can you call the static class? How can you utilize your data members and member functions of the static class? Directly class name dot function name, class name dot variable name.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
So this is your static. So clear?
Yes.
Any doubt?
No.
Okay. So let's go to what is this? Partial classes. Okay. Today we'll go to partial class. Let's take a new functions. Okay. Okay. Same this thing, right? Path.
Yes.
Same path, right?
Yeah. Same path. Same path.
Okay. Now we'll go to this one. So what is a partial class? Okay. Basically, what is partial class? So usually we create a separate class here. Okay. So what I'll do is I will create one class. Okay. Example one. Okay. I will create one more class. Example two. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'll do is my file names are 192 and the same name my classes are getting created. What I'll do is I will just rename this as class. Just an example. Okay. Is it
Okay.
possible to have one more class with the same name? Is it possible?
Come again. I didn't got
No.
to that.
See, here I have created one file actually.
Okay.
File name is example one. Another file is example two.
Example.
But the
Example.
actual class name is example here. So I'm coming here. So I'm creating one more. I'm just renaming this also the class. So here class employee is already there. Employee.
If I imply, then it is not possible.
It is not possible. But if you come see here, it's not possible. Already contains an example,
Okay.
right?
Hmm.
What I will do is I will come here, I'll put a keyword partial.
Okay.
Okay. So now I will come here, I'll put a keyword called partial. Now you see, no error.
But why we require to take the same class which is there in two separate files? We can put on different class.
This is the advantage actually. You can split one class and write it in a different file. Split it. Split
Okay.
it and write it in a different file. So I will start implementing some of the function here and you will start using this file because in a real-time scenario, more than one person cannot work in a single file. Tomorrow you will end up with merge conflicts. Got
Okay.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So because of this, so you can go ahead and write it your own. So another references are there that you will learn it in when you enter into a technology. What are the more advantages? Because if I tell now itself, you will not understand what exactly it is. Okay. What
Mm.
exactly the reference is. So what I will tell you is so that you can split the class and write it in different file so that one file I will be continue working on that. So in another file you will be working on that. So in
Okay.
terms of see, this is the example too, right? What I'll do is public void add. Okay, so I have written this method. Clear? How this partial class works, I'll tell you. Now this is example. You come here, you will write it. You will write a method, public void subtraction. Okay, this class is written by you. Actually, you have written this method, and example 2 is a class which I am returning this method.
Okay.
Okay, but both are same class if you consider. So if somebody comes and creates an object to this example ex, which is equal to new example ex dot. Now you see add is also available, subtraction is also available. The only thing is partial class helps a developer who can split their class in writing a two different files. So it is considered as a one single class. Okay, a developer
Okay.
can own their own files so that tomorrow he cannot face any merge conflicts, merge issues. Okay, at the same time,
Okay.
let's say uh, there is a requirement. Okay, requirement, you have to write a 25 methods in 1 week. Okay, in 1 week.
Okay.
That's supposed to be one class. You have to write one class. In that, you need 24 functionalities that needs to be covered. But writing in 24 functionality, it is highly impossible to cover in 1 week. Okay, so
Okay.
what we can do is we can just share in the team actually five methods each. Okay, five methods each, so that they can create their own files with the same class name, partial class.
Okay.
So everybody starts working. Somebody will work on basic functionality. Somebody will start writing advanced functionality. Somebody will start on scientific functionalities. So like this, among the team, everybody will divide five functionalities. So within 5 days, totally 25 methods. Okay,
Okay.
so you can push. So after 25 days, if you just create an object to that class, all methods are available to that object.
Okay.
Okay, because the all five different partial class is considered as one class. Got it?
Mhm.
So this is your partial class. What is the advantage of partial class? So you can split your class and write it in a different class files. Okay, so how this will help in, I mean, getting an advantage, because it's not possible a one team member to write all the methods, I mean, within a timeline. So
Yeah.
here you can divide those responsibility within the team members, so that everybody can take a responsibilities of five, so that divide and start writing in their own individual. Again, in that case, one file everybody cannot write, right? So that
Okay.
will end up with a merge conflict. So that create your own file. File name will be different, but whatever the class inside that file name, it is a partial class of one common name.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so make sure this is also an example. Okay, in another file, whatever is there, this is also an example, but make sure you have added a partial keyword.
Okay.
Okay, how this compiler identifies, because it goes to this example and it identifies, oh, there is a partial keyword, means it can be combined to one more a class with the same name. So
Okay.
it thinks like, okay, there is an example. If any example class is there, so that can be combined with this class only.
Mm.
Got it?
Yes.
Clear? So
Yes.
this is your partial class.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, if you go to any of the technologies, system generated files, system generated files. If you had any Windows form, web forms, basically, if you go and check, so those are all partial classes, always partial classes. They are not like just a simple class. They are all partial classes. Why? Because they will give you to write more extensions. You can do extensions. You want, you can add more things. Okay,
Okay.
got it? So that is
Yes.
why. So you will learn even more in your upcoming classes once you enter into a technology. Okay, there you will understand more things. So this is your partial class. So in the next class, we will learn what is partial method. Okay,
Okay.
partial method and other things. So when the class with two different files, how any keyword is added to one, how it behaves, everything, you will learn it tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so any doubts on this? Any
Mm,
questions?
no, no,
No,
nothing
right?
yet.
It's clear for you.
Yes.
Okay, so please do practice so that static class and instance class, and you got a clear idea about where I supposed to use a static variables in instance class. Okay,
Okay.
all those things. What is the purpose? How it behaves? What is the behavior of that? Everything. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
just explore more. If you have any doubts, come back. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
we will discuss anything else in tomorrow.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just exit.
Okay.
Is okay? It is recording, right? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. See you. Bye.